Hi everyone, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. The content developed for Learning Management System under Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Today we will discuss about transaction processing, session 4 of module 5, database management system. In this session, we will discuss about characterizing schedules based on serializability. Under this, we will discuss about testing for serializability of a schedule, and then we will discuss about transaction support in SQL, test multiple choice questions, and then references. First, we will discuss about characterizing schedules based on serializability. There is a simple algorithm for determining whether a particular schedule is serializable or not. We discuss the algorithm for testing conflict serializability of schedules here to gain a better understanding of these concurrency control protocols. For example, a schedule S is serial if for every transaction T participating in the schedule, all the operations of T are executed consecutively in the schedule. Otherwise, the schedule is called non-serial. A schedule S is serial if for every transaction T participating in the schedule, all the operations of T are executed consecutively in the schedule, means serially in the schedule. Otherwise, the schedule is called non-serial. A schedule S of n transaction is serializable if it is equivalent to some serial schedule of the same n transactions. Algorithm can be used to test a schedule for conflict serializability. The algorithm looks at only the read item and write item operations in a schedule to construct a precedence graph. The algorithm looks at only the read item and write item operations in a schedule to construct a precedence graph or serializable graph, which is a directed graph. Precedence graph or serializable graph is a directed graph. Directed graph G equal to N directed graph G equal to N comma E. Directed graph G equal to N comma E. Here G stands for graph, N stands for number of nodes, and E stands for edges, directed edges. Here the graph consists of a set of nodes n denoted as T1, T2 up to Tn. T1, T2 means transaction 1, transaction 2, transaction n. Transactions are called as nodes in this precedence graph. And a set of directed edges, E equal to E1, E2 up to Em, means edges 1, edges 2 to edges n. Transaction from there is one node in the graph for each transaction Ti in the schedule. Each edge Ei, each edge Ei in the graph is of the form. For example, T J T K. Here Tj is a starting node, Tk is a ending node. Means it's a source node, Tj is a source node, Tk is a destination node. Okay, there is a directed edge from source node Tj to destination node Tk. The number of nodes from 1 to n, 1 less than or equal to j, less than equal to n, 1 less than or is equal to k, less than or equal to n, where Tj is the starting node of Ei and Tk is the ending node of Ei. Such an edge from node Tj to node Tk is created by the algorithm if a pair of conflicting operations exist in Tj and Tk. And the conflicting operation in Tj appears in the schedule before the conflicting operation in Tk. Next, we will discuss about the algorithm for testing conflict serializability of a schedule. Yes. The first step of the algorithm is for each transaction, Ti participating in schedule S. Each transaction Ti participating in schedule S. Create a node labeled Ti in the precedence graph. First, you need to create a node Ti in the precedence graph. In the next step, in the second step, for each case in schedule S, where Tj executes a read underscore item S. The transaction Tj executes a read underscore item X, reading the item X. After Ti executes a write underscore item X. Tj executes a read underscore item operation on X. After Ti executes the write operation. Tj executes read operation only after Ti executes writing the item X. Create an edge from Ti to Tj in the precedence graph. In the next step, for each case in S, S means schedule S, where Tj executes a write item X. Tj writes the item X after Ti executes read underscore item of X. Create an edge from Ti to Tj in the precedence graph. Tj executes an write operation, means write underscore item of X, only after Ti executes a read underscore item on item X. Here creating an edge from Ti to Tj in the precedence graph. In the next case, for each case in schedule S, where Tj executes a write underscore item X, Tj performs a write operation on item X only after Ti executes write item of X. Create an edge from Ti to Tj in the precedence graph. The schedule S is serializable if and only if the precedence graph has no cycles. The algorithm indicates for each transaction Ti participating in the schedule S, create a node labeled Ti. Create a node labeled Ti. This is a node in the precedence graph. For each case in S where Tj executes a read item, Tj executes a read operation on item X only after Ti executes a write operation on item X, and then create a edge from Ti to Tj. Ti to Tj. Create an edge from transaction I to transaction J in the precedence graph. This is the one case. In another case, for each case in S where Tj executes a write operation on item X, Tj executes a write operation on item X only after Ti executes a read item, means Ti executes a read operation on item X. Here creating an edge from Ti to Tj in the precedence graph. In another case, for each case in schedule S where Tj executes a write operation on item X only after Ti executes a write operation on item X. You are also creating an edge from Ti to Tj in the preceding graph. When the edge is created from one node to another, one transaction read item X, another transaction write the same item. In another case, one transaction writing an item, another transaction reading the same item. In another case, one transaction writing an item, another transaction writing the same item. Okay, in the all three cases, creating n directed edge from starting node Ti to destination node or ending node Tj. If there is no cycles in the precedence graph, If there is no cycles in the precedence graph, then it is called serializable. Otherwise, it is not serializable. The schedule S is serializable if and only if the precedence graph has no cycles. Next is an example. If there is a cycle in the precedence graph, then the schedule S is not serializable. If there is no cycle, S is serializable. There is no cycle, schedule is serializable. If cycles exist in the schedule, then it's called a non-serializable, means not serializable. A cycle in a directed graph is a sequence of edges. Cycle means a cycle in a directed graph is a sequence of edges. For example, C equal to E J to TK next transaction from TK to TJ means the starting node and ending node are the same. Cycle means the starting node Tj and ending node Tj are the same, is called a cycle. The starting node of each edge except the first edge is the same as the ending node of the previous edge, and the starting node of the first edge is the same as the ending node of the last edge. It's called cycle. Means the starting node and ending node of the each edge is same, then it's called a cycle. These are examples of serial and non-serial schedules. Here there are two transactions, T1 and T2. There are two transactions, T1 and T2. Here the schedule A is a serial. Schedule A is a serial because first the completion of T1. T2 start execution after the completion of execution of T1. Here, after completion of T1, the execution of T2 is started. So it is a serial. Schedule B is also a serial schedule because the execution of transaction T1 is started after the completion of transaction T2, completion of execution of transaction T2. Here from T1 to T2. After completion of T1, start execution of T2. In schedule B, completion of T2, starting execution of T1, T2 to T1. And schedule C, here and D are non-serial schedules because here there is a interleaving operations. Here transaction T1 is reading item X. Transaction T2 reading item X from T1. Again transaction T1 reading item from T2. Then transaction T2 writing item X. Transaction T1 writing item Y. So it's a interleaving operations. Schedule D, here T1 reading item X, then writing item X, then transaction T2 reading item X from T1, then writing item X, then start reading item Y. Transaction T1 start reading item Y. So here is a interleaving operations. Here we need to construct a precedence graph for schedule A, schedule B, schedule C and schedule D. Constructing the precedence graph for schedules A to D from the previous figure to test for conflict serializability. A, the precedence graph for serial schedule. Here T1, T2. After completion of execution of T1, start execution of T2. For schedule B, after completion of execution of transaction T2, start executing transaction T1. Right. Next, for schedule C, there is a interleaving operation. It's not a serial. There is a cycle in this precedence graph. So, this graph is not a serial. A and B are serial. C is not a serial. Precedence graph for schedule C is not serializable. There is a interleaving operations from T1 to T2, right? T1 to T2, again T2, T1. For D, right? For D, precedence graph for schedule D is serializable equivalent to schedule A. Why it's serializable? There is a interleaving operations here, reading different item, not same item, reading different item. See, this is reading X, reading X, T1 to T2, right? After this one, T1 is reading different item, Y, not same item. So creating different node, not the same node. So it's not a, it's a serializable. It's also a, the schedule D is also a serializable. There is no cycles in schedule D. And another example of serializability testing is there are 3 transactions in this participations T1, T2 and T3. Here the figure A, this figure, the figure A shows on read and write operations in each transaction. There is a read and write operations in each transaction. Read, write, read, write. In transaction T2, read, read, write, read, write. Transaction T3, read, read, write, write. This one consists of a number of read and write operations. 2 schedules E and F. The schedules E and F for these transactions schedules E and F. Okay, here there is a, the items are executing in a interleaved fashion. On the precedence graphs for schedule E and schedule F, the precedence graph for schedule E and schedule F. These are the precedence graph are shown in figure D and E. the precedence graph for schedule E and schedule F are shown in figure D and F. This is for schedule E. This is for schedule F. Here in this precedence graph, this is a equivalent serial schedules. It's not a equivalent none. Reason there is a cycles in this precedence graph. Is not a serializable. There is no equivalent serial schedules in this precedence graph. Means precedence graph, there is no equivalent serial schedules. There is a cycles in this schedule, in this precedence graph. So it's not a serializable. See the transaction. First, that starting from transaction T2. Transaction T2 reading item Z and then reading item Y, then writing item Y. Transaction T3 reading item Y from T2, then reading item Z from T2, right? Then writing item Y, writing item Z. Then transaction T2 read item X and then writing item X. Again transaction T2 reading item X from T1. Is a interleaving operations. Here there is a cycles from X. The item X is from T1 to T2, right? X is reading from transaction T1 to T2, right? T1 to T2. Then the item Y from T2 to T1. Item Y from transaction T2 to T1. Right? It's a cycle because the starting node and ending node are the same. Next, another cycle T1 to T2. Reading that item X from transaction T1 to T2. Next, Y and Z. That items Y and Z from T2 to T3. And that item Y from T3 to T1. Next, transaction schedule F. Here there are three transactions T1, T2, T3. Starting from T3, reading data item Y, reading data item Z, T1, reading data item X, writing data item X. It's a different data items. This one Y and Z, this is X. Then T3, writing data item Y, data item Z. T2, reading data item from data item Z from T3. T2, transaction T2, reading data item Z from transaction T3. Transaction T1, reading data item Y, then writing data item Y. Here T3, T1, T2. There is no cycles in this schedule E, schedule F. So it's a equivalent serial. There is no cycles means it's a serializable. Okay. The figure F, this one shows a equivalent serial schedules. Next, we will discuss about transaction support in SQL. Transaction support in SQL. The basic definition of an SQL transaction is it is a logical unit of work. It is a logical unit of work and is guaranteed to be atomic. Guaranteed to be atomic. The basic definition of an SQL transaction is it is a logical unit of work and is guaranteed to be atomic. A single SQL statement is always considered to be atomic. A single SQL statement is always considered to be atomic. Either it completes execution without an error or it fails and leaves the database unchanged. With SQL, there is no explicit begin underscore transaction statement. Transaction initialization is done implicitly when particular SQL statements are encountered. Every transaction must have an explicit end statement, which is either a commit or a rollback. Every transaction has certain characteristics attributed to it and are specified by a set transaction statement in SQL. With SQL, there is no explicit begin underscore transaction statement. Transaction initiation is done implicitly when particular SQL statements are encountered. Every transaction must have an explicit end statement, which is either a commit or a rollback. Every transaction has certain characteristics attributed to it and are specified a set transaction statement in SQL. The characteristics are the access mode, the diagnostic area size, and the isolation level. The access mode can be specified as read only or read write. The access mode can be specified as read only or read write. The default is read write. The default mode of the access mode is read write. A mode of read write allows select, update, insert, delete, and create comments to be executed. A mode of read only, as the name implies, is simply for data retrieval. The default mode of the access mode is read write. Okay, there are two modes, read only and read write. The default is read write. Read write means reading and writing, creating, inserting, deleting, and etc. Read only means it's only for retrieving. There is no changes in the existing data. Next, the diagnostic area size. In this option, diagnostic size, for example, diagnostic size n specifies an integer value n which indicates the number of conditions conditions that can be held simultaneously in the diagnostic area. N means the number of conditions that can be held simultaneously in the diagnostic area. These conditions supply feedback information to the user or program on the n most recently executed SQL statements. The next characteristics of the transaction support in SQL is the isolation level. In this option is specified using the statements isolation level. Using the statement isolation level, to write isolation within open and to write within these symbols less than and greater than symbols, where the value for isolation can be read uncommitted, read uncommitted, read committed, repeatable read, or serializable. The value for isolations are read uncommitted, read committed, repeatable read, or serializable. The default isolation level is serializable. The default isolation level is serializable. The use of the term serializable here is based on not allowing violations that cause dirty read, unrepeatable read, and patterns. The use of the term serializable in isolation level is based on not allowing violations that cause dirty read, unrepeatable means non-repeatable read, and pattern. If a transaction executes at a lower isolation level than serializable, then one or more of the following three violations may occur. If a transaction executes at a lower level of isolation than serializable, then one or more of the following violations may occur. Dirty read, these are the following options: dirty read, or non-repeatable read, or phantom. Dirty read means a transaction T1 may read the update of a transaction T2. Transaction T1 may read the update of a transaction T2 which is not yet committed. It is called dirty read. Transaction T1 reading the update of T2 but which is not yet committed is called dirty read. If T2 fails and is aborted, then T1 would have a read value that does not exist and is incorrect. Non-repeatable read means a transaction T1 may read a given value from a table if another transaction T2 later updates that value. Okay, that is called non-repeatable read. T1, for example, T1, transaction T1 may read a value from a table. Later, another transaction T2 updating that value. is called non-repeatable read. And third one is phantom. A transaction T1 may read a set of rows from a table, perhaps based on some condition specified in the SQL where clause. Now suppose that a transaction T2 insert a new row that also satisfies the where clause condition used in transaction T1 into the table value by T1. The record R is called a phantom record because it was not there when T1 start but is there when T1 ends. Is called phantom. May or may not seen a phantom. Here, row that previously did not exist. What do you mean by phantom? The record R is called a phantom record because it was not there when T1 starts, but is there when T1 ends. T1 may or may not see a phantom, a row that previously did not exist. This is the summary of there are three modes of or characteristics of transaction support in SQL. The possible violations for the different isolation levels. An entry of S indicates that a violation is possible and an entry of no indicates that it is not possible. Read uncommitted is the most forgiving and serializable is the most restrictive in that it avoids all three of the problems mentioned. There are three types of violations: dirty read, non-repeatable read, and phantom. And there are four levels of isolation: read uncommitted, read committed, repeatable read, serializable. Yes? Yes? Yes. Means all possible violations: dirty read, non-repeatable read, phantom. All violations occurred in read uncommitted. For read committed, there is no dirty read. Only non-repeatable read and phantom. For repeatable read, only phantom. There is no dirty read and non-repeatable read. For serializable, there is no violations. This is a sample SQL statement. EXEC SQL. Whenever SQL error, go to undo. Go to undo means whenever error occurs in the SQL, go to this label, go to undo. EXEC SQL set transaction, setting the transaction, read write, diagnostic size, either n value 5, isolation level is serializable, okay, setting the transactions. Just EXEC SQL insert into employee, insert the values into the table employee, first name, last name, social security number, department number, salary. So the values: first name, last name, value of social security number, department number, and salary. EXEC SQL update employee. Here updating the employee. Set salary is equal to salary. Previous salary is 35,000. Salary into 1.1, where department number is equal to 2. Exact SQL is committed. It's completed. The transaction is completed. Go to the end. If once the transaction is completed, then end the transaction. If any errors occurs, roll back. Is a SQL rollback. the end. Then test multiple choice questions. The first question is, if a schedule is equivalent to a serial schedule, it is called as a serializable schedule, B equivalent schedule, C committed schedule, D none of the mentioned. Here the answer is serializable schedule. Answer is serializable schedule. Second question is, which of the following is not a type of schedule? A partial schedule, B dependent schedule, C recoverable schedule, D none of the mentioned. Here the answer is D none of the mentioned. All are type of the schedule. Third question is, dash allows only committed data to be read and further requires that no other transaction is allowed to update it between two reads of a data item by a transaction. A. Read uncommitted, B. Serializable, C. Repeatable read, D. Read committed. The answer is repeatable read. Fourth question, dash allows only committed data to be read but does not require repeatable reads. A. Uncommitted, read uncommitted, B. Serializable, C. Repeatable read, D. Read committed. Answer is D. Read committed. Next question. Dash allows the uncommitted data to be read. Read uncommitted, serializable, repeatable read, read committed. Answer is A. Read uncommitted. Sixth one. The set of dash in a precedence graph consists of all the transactions participating in the schedule. A. Vertices, edges, B. Edges, C. Directions, D. None of the mentioned. Answer is A. Vertices. The set of vertices in the precedence graph consists of all the transactions participating in the schedule. Next question. Which of the following occurs when a transaction rereads data and points new rows that were inserted by a comment transaction since the prior read? A. Repeatable read, B. Phantom read, C. Dirty read, D. Consistent read. Answer is phantom read. Eighth question. Which of the following occurs when a transaction rereads data it has previously read and points modification or deletions caused by a committed transactions? A. Non-repeatable read, B. Phantom read, C. Dirty read, D. Consistent read. Answer is A. Non-repeatable read. Answers for question number 1 A, question number 2 D, 3 C, 4 D, 5 A, 6 A, 7 B, 8 A. References. Thank you.